Mm.
Hello, everybody. It's James the Bone Discovered, dedicated to original peoples. As always, we got a special guest on, been on many times before. Curtis Watt, welcome to the show, my brother, or welcome back.
Pleasant, pleasant.
Yes, today we're getting you back on about hip hop again. Last time we spoke on 50 years of hip hop. Now at
Yeah.
51 years, same age yourself. And interesting. We're just going to deal with hip hop memories.
Mm.
Let's deal with some hip hop moments that really stood out in throughout whatever the 51 years. So, what's your earliest memory, first of all, of hip
Of hip
hop?
hop.
Your earliest memory?
Um, earliest memory of hip hop. Well, it was when all my mates started getting bloody lino
Yeah.
and body popping and all that.
Yeah. Is that
Like everyone
going?
had like a square piece of lino.
I
Used
mean,
to come.
what era we dealing with? We dealing with, like, say, the breakdancing era?
Yeah, like the beginning when it first hit, when it was on top of the pops and all things like
Yeah.
that, mainstream.
Yeah.
But it was Malcolm McLaren, wasn't it, who actually brought it across from to Britain.
Mm.
So everyone was like, everyone had a piece of line over. But with the stage as well. I never used to go there, but Steve Muller,
Nah,
Steve Muller,
nah, nah.
yeah. You would have known him. He passed away during COVID. A lot of people did, didn't they, from the community? But anyway, yeah, it was the kids doing like the moonwalk and all stuff like that on the videos, and then it just came. Malcolm McLaren brought it. He normally dealt with like like punk groups and things like that. But when he saw them doing the double dutch and all that, they made the song, didn't they? Hey,
Yeah.
boy, bonnets. But the fucking that one, the
You
skipping.
know what was interesting as well? The way going back to the early times and that, like when we say early
Mhm.
times, it could even like from whether it was the 70s right up to maybe close to the 90s. A lot of people always had a DJ, for example, um, Cool Rap, DJ Polo, KRS One, Scotland Rock. There was a lot of people who had a DJ, like it was the DJ was sometimes given the most credit, sometimes the more further you go back as well.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting because obviously I'm from the era of like in hip hop of the 90s, you know what I'm saying? So to
Mm.
me, it was always about the MC. You know what I mean? I didn't realize like until I started researching back how important all these other elements are. But it was the breakdancing, the DJs,
Mm.
beatboxing, and just all
Graffiti.
sorts. Yeah, everything just hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So what's some of the memories that you've got that really stuck out through the 51 years of hip hop where we are? Some of them stick out memories here.
Mm. I mean, not many people were rapping. Were these They were more the breakdancing and that originally, from what I witnessed anyway,
Mm.
on our estate and that.
But
But
what
like I said,
about but you'd obviously everyone's aware about obviously New York was the spot and all that one, of course. So I mean, imagine that a lot of our people, whether it was people traveling to America, bringing CDs, or well, it wouldn't be CDs then with the
I
vinyls
know,
to
yeah,
cassette tapes
yeah, you
to
couldn't scratch a CD.
yeah, yeah, no CDs with them was it, so that like I did like obviously there was radio, but where was it like you said, top of the pops, but that
Mhm.
would be more the commercial rap, wouldn't it?
It was, but like I said, since Malcolm McLaren went over and then came back to Britain, he sort of made it more popular, but not mainstream, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that just like catalyzed something when
yeah.
he was on top of the pops and things, you know what I mean? Because
Mm.
that was the place to be at the time. There was no other way of finding
Yeah,
music.
yeah, of
And
course.
HMV, where I used to steal all the cassettes, man.
HMV, remember that show?
European Raheem, man. I had to pay them
Yeah,
for.
that was
I was a bad tealie, me, man, never tell you.
yeah, HMV. Or you could burn
I
them
used
on
to
your
go to
C
Boots,
burn them
get
on your
some
CD-ROM.
deodorant,
Yeah.
Yeah, I get boots from I'd go to Boots, get deodorant so I could get a carrier bag. Then I'd go to HMV and I'd be like that, putting take cassette tapes, man, in my bag because I was broke. Do you
You
know what I
know,
mean?
it's funny though because there was the edit of music now, like to the level we are where we've got internet and you can
Mm,
get your music for free. I know
yeah.
people do this Spotify way where they pay whatever, but then there's other
Mhm.
ways to just get your music for free, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's unbelievable. So if you think of like different artists as well, I mean like start listening to a lot of interviews of Melly Mel. And Melly
Mm,
Mel, supposedly that style and the message, when he brought that,
yeah.
it changed hip hop a lot, like the
Mm,
style of hip hop, because before it was a totally different, like more disco type and a lot of the. I mean, you didn't have the Rakims then, you didn't have the Big Daddy Kane, you didn't have
mm.
maybe the African Bombards at times and them type of people,
Oh
and
yeah, no, for real.
yeah, but
You know, what's her name now? You know, Azealia Banks.
nah, nah,
I mean, yeah, she's been on loads of podcasts and that, but anyway, she's Africa Bombarda's niece.
mm,
Yeah, she was raised in the Bronx, I think, or no, Brooklyn, sorry. Yeah, I think she was raised in Brooklyn.
yeah,
Yeah. She was big a few years ago, but she was just dead toxic, and then she was going on about people's skin bleaching and stuff because she was dark skin. Just like a couple about 4 years ago. She was
nah,
on like
nah,
Ebro and all them. Did you ever see his podcast? Hot
no, no, no,
97. Hot
no,
97. Yeah. She was on that going on about like, bleaching, this, that, and the other. And then a few months later, what did she do? Bleach the skin. It's bizarre.
nah, it's
Like I
joking,
say,
them,
she
man.
was related directly to a lot of these like MCs and the pioneers.
And then even
Um,
like after them type of people, the KRS One editors,
yeah, yeah,
the Juice Crew, Shan,
yeah.
them type of people, and that era as well. When I'm listening to remember the battle with KRS One and MC Shan,
Mhm.
and Shan's already on, isn't he? He's known, saying Shan was a top guy at the time, and then KRS One, he's just come in and just wow, took him to another level, like. But that was like he from the Bronx as well, innit? That's where like, because the Bronx supposedly that's where they say it started. You hear
Yeah,
those types of things though where it started. Some people say it's got its reggae roots in there.
yeah.
It's got that even Puerto Ricans claim some stuff on it. You know what I'm saying? But it's it's a lot what was going on in that place anyway. So but yeah. So what's let me deal with battle rap then. Let's talk about battle rap. What's some of the battle raps that really stood out here when you think of the history?
Do you know what? I never really. I don't know.
Whether
I never really subscribed to the fact that people. I know that it was like back and forth, freestyle, whatever. But to me, I thought it was childish when people were having beef against each other. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, it wasn't so much the beef; it's the way they were talking to each other, and you know what I mean,
yeah,
and like starting to like throw insults in there because it was supposedly stopping people from fighting in gangs, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
yeah. But
But
say the battle rap where because it's not really supposed to get to all that, like what I mean. But battle rap where it's just like it's just about putting your talent on the table type of thing. Lyrical battles,
mm,
sort of like you had Big Daddy Kane and you had Cool G Rap, and
yeah,
even though they were both in the Juice Crew, they battled on stage, and it was not like any beef, nothing. It was just a lyrical friendly competition, and it was
yeah.
like kind of put on the spot. Where don't get me wrong, sometimes back in the day era, you would be put on the spot because it wasn't as big, was it?
No, not really.
So you'd have to kind of do what you'd have to do to make that name, isn't it? Because hip hop
Yeah.
was, it wasn't on all the radio stations back then and all that.
Mm.
So
Yeah, and then there was obviously there was Roxanne Shante, and then the real Roxanne and all
yeah,
that. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Again, I don't know, I was maybe a bit like overly mature when I was a kid because I used to think it was silly.
Mm,
You know what I mean? But especially like
yeah,
with having the same names and shit like that. You
yeah.
know?
But it's
Um,
it was sometimes it's the business of things, isn't it? You know, like it's what sells. Sometimes what's going to get the audience more listening. So,
mm,
and it's like that with even like boxing, for example. You know, it's you see some people throwing tables, people shouting off their head on press conferences, attacking,
mm,
and then people say, "Whoa, you know what? That sells that. More people are going to come watch it," and that's all people seem to care about is business. And
yeah,
then, like a long time ago, it was like, yeah, it's always been people. You've always had to kind of be business in some way, but it's just all about business now. If you look
yeah,
at like who they can, who people get more noticed, not even about like there's so many talented artists that have came and gone. Some of them are still here. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, if you look at that crew of nine, you know that many. You know, which one passed away? ODB passed away.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, just a bunch of talented, and these people got pure knowledge, and they're just so overlooked. You know what I mean? Like these people ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Then many other artists, Rakim was ahead of time. You know,
yeah.
he was
He
rapping,
was my
so
favorite. He was like
he was
hands
deep
down. He
into the
was my favorite.
science.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Kane, ill.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And Cool G Rap, he was one of my favorites because he had the longevity, like
mm,
from 80s coming out with like Road to Riches, Wanted Dead or Alive, Live and Let Die, and then him and Polo fell out. And this is what I was saying before about how important the DJ was one time, and it just seems like the MC could make more money by himself. Maybe
yeah.
that's how, you know, maybe it's business. Then he started doing like 4, 5, 6 album, Roots of Evil, and the Giancarlo story, you know. So I've been following G Rap for a long time because he stayed consistent, and it's also about what he did for hip hop and how many people he influenced. The
Mm,
big names, the AZ, Nas, Raekwons, you know, even Pac written by G Rap. You know,
mm,
Biggie was influenced by him, Jay Z. Loads of these people were influenced by them. And then other great artists, I just think they were consistent with the album, Mobb Deep. You know, Prodigy, I thought he was the better artist, the better rapper, but you need them both because Havoc was heavy on them beats and he mixes the beats.
mm.
So them two are the duo. They've actually got a album coming out, even though Prodigy passed away. I think they're producing that album or something because they've still got old Prodigy verses there. So they're just gonna put
Yeah.
something together rather than just leave them on the shelf, innit, you know.
Mm,
So that's a good thing. But I like
yeah.
more I like following the old heads still, you know. I mean, I know there's loads of new talent, but I do follow the old heads like a lot, you know. I mean, the 90s, obviously, yeah, that was me. That was the era, you know. The amount of different albums that were coming out, you know what I'm saying? It was written, and then obviously Illmatic before that.
Yeah.
Then the I Am album, The Fame, Stillmatic, Nostradamus.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? AZ, he held it
You
down.
know why I used to rate massively? Guru, man.
Gangsta,
Yeah, Gangstar, because
heavy.
he was just coming with them loop beats, wasn't he? Like sick,
Mm.
like jazz, like all funkadelic beats, and you know what I mean. And then he did
Scarface,
Jazzmatazz, and that was made up
yeah,
when he did that album. That was sick, that album, man. Because I always loved like that crossover of jazz and hip hop. I was obsessed with it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
And
then yeah, look at Scarface even though as well, you know, from the South. And
yeah,
he made it at a time when it was mainly about New York
mm,
or even the West Coast. You know, Scarface, he was consistent as well. The amount of albums he's got, and he
mm,
never sounds like outdated or you know he that's another legend. Ice Cube, some of the albums he used to drop. I prefer them the most. Ice Cube hardly beating the NWA. You
Mm.
know,
Who
Easy
else
E
would?
liked. Don't get me wrong, I like Easy.
Yeah. Do you know what else added to the whole mix was like the hip hop movies, like Kid and Play and all that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
movies that were coming out, and I mean that was amazing. That man, I used to love that era. That was amazing because we were in Glenallen then. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
So
yeah.
we had limited videos. 'Cause, yeah, we'd have to go into Mold, the little town, and we'd have to like, because me and me mate Ped, no Van's brother, Patrice. It's fucking bonkers. But yeah, we used to be the DJs, the school DJs.
Mm,
We weren't scratching because we weren't. You couldn't with them decks because they didn't have any suspension on them or anything like that. You know what I mean? But we used to go into mold and pick up whichever like record we wanted to play and everything like that. And then all them movies were coming out, weren't they? Loads of them films, hip hop films.
what's your top five albums of all time?
I don't know, bro. I
If you had to
definitely go
pick,
with Eric B. and Rakim, that first tape that I got,
Paid in Full,
paid
Paid
in
in Full
full.
album. Yeah.
Who else did I just really rated massively? I can't really think of many people on the top of my head, to be honest. But there was some people, man, and they just like Rakim, obviously, but he was
Yeah.
the and he sounded a bit like Rakim, but oh, Paris, remember him? He was like a flash in the pan, really.
Just
Didn't
came and
last
went.
long. Huh?
Yeah. I never
Yeah,
followed them,
yeah.
to be honest. I never followed Palace.
Yeah, he didn't last that long, but he was good, man. He had some sick beats, like different type of beats. I don't know, can't remember his DJ, but I always remember Paris, man, because he was sick. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't think of
Probably still
anyone.
got them somewhere, but they dilapidate, don't they?
Yeah.
Cassette tape.
No other albums you can think of, or just even name five artists that stood out here.
Well, like I said, Guru,
Yeah.
Gangsta, amazing. But then, like by extension, jazz, the jazz one, that just smashed it for me. It did.
Yeah.
So those two. Eric B and Rakim, obviously. Um, most of my mates loved Kane,
Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, it's heavy. Top
Yeah,
lyricist.
yeah, his albums were sick. His
Yeah.
albums. Who else was he? Paris, man. He was a flash in the pan, but he was good. He was good. He had a boss voice.
Name one more.
But don't forget, most people were doing yes, yes, yeah, like singy type of rap.
Yeah.
But he was one of them that just was spitting, 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 spitting. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's what was
Yeah.
amazing about Big Daddy Kane, man, and Paris. But he's had
Yeah.
some beats in.
Yeah. Some of them, these are heavy lyricists, Big Daddy Kane, though.
Yeah.
Proper. The style, that
It's,
fast pace and the wordplay, I think.
yeah. That Paris, man, he had this tune. The beat went dum 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 dum. It was sick.
And then
He
loads of
just
good.
jumped on the scene. I don't even know where he came from.
Yeah. Who's your favorite female artist? Hip hop.
Um, Moni Love was good as a female artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good, man. Because there weren't many
Mm.
female rappers were there who were like throwing it down like she was.
Yeah.
And the fact
Well,
she was mainstream on
MC
against.
Light. MC
Oh
Light.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Just one of the best. Little Kim Foxy Brown, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this, you know what? There's a good few. The Brat was alright as well. I thought the Brat was alright. Yeah, Missy Elliott, obviously.
Mm, yeah.
There's a good few, But yeah, but so see how long hip hop has gone, and like there's so much. It's changed and evolved so much in that. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you think the future of hip hop is? Do you reckon it's just gonna continue, or it's just gonna completely go into
Um,
it belongs to anyone.
have you seen that crew in Coast Contra? And it blew up because the guy he's got like dreadlocks, and he does this whole thing about getting jumped by these guys because he's trying to get onto some woman, and they start fighting with him. But the way he does, he spits it. It's fucking amazing. You see, it's on I came across it on Instagram. and he just like they all sit round the table, and obviously they've got like pre-writtens, you know what I mean? But like someone threw this beat on, and he did this fucking like this rap about like um all these guys stomping on him because of this woman that he's trying to get her. Just the way he throws it, and he's dead animated and the sick. Them, their whole crew is amazing, man, and they're like their beats that they use always sound like Wu-Tang. Yeah,
Mm.
but they're amazing, man. They're really good, really fucking
I
good.
think most of the best
Some
rappers for
poetry.
me come out of Queensbridge.
Mm,
There's a lot of artists, and they're all different type of artists. Even obviously Nature. Nature is a decent artist. I think he's underrated. Tragic Gaddafi. Real good artist. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? There's loads of these poets. Screwball. One of them passed away. Killer Shah. He was another underrated artist. And a
mm,
lot of these, like people, most people don't even follow these. Lakey the Kid, Infamous Mob, not just Mob Deep, also, they have the Infamous Mob,
mm,
Rapanoid, Memanoid in the Mob Deep. There's loads of Queensbridge rappers that I can just, I'd say, yeah, the majority are probably is the Queensbridge the most.
mm,
There's not many of them. Nas obviously would be my number one from there. 50 from Queens. LL Cool J from Queens, Rakim from Queens. Something
yeah.
about that place, man. Do you know what I mean? Where,
Because of the Jamaicans there, innit?
well, it must be something there in Queens that's just got them
Because
cooking up some hot records.
what's that guy's name?
The
He used to.
the QB album, the QB Finest album, was a heavy album.
I'm trying to
QB.
remember the guy's name. He was a Rasta. He came over to Liverpool for a while. He was with the Wailers. Larry something. I can't remember his name. He came over to Liverpool, and then when I went to New York, into Queens, because I've been doing some research in London,
Did you go
about like,
Queens? Queensbridge?
yeah, I went there when
Oh, okay.
we were
Yeah.
based in Manhattan, but we
Yeah.
used to go to Queens because like they had this boss little like soup like like the precinct, a bit like that vibe, you know what I mean?
How did you get there? A bus taxi from Manhattan to Queens?
Just got the train from
Oh, got
Central
the train.
Station.
Is it
Yeah,
close
yeah.
out or far? Is it far?
Like probably like a 15-20 minute train ride to get, and
Oh,
then
that's
you're
not too bad because I wasn't sure. I
yeah.
know New York's massive, so I couldn't really
Yeah.
think of like how close these are to get to.
Yeah. We went there a lot, but Larry, oh, I can't remember his name, but he was one of the Wailers. He was the drummer for the
Mm,
Wailers, of one of the Wailers, and we went to meet his sister there. She was asking us to stay overnight, and the people were dead nice, you know. And I was
mm,
thinking, because I'd spent a lot of time in London in those days, I've seen people getting interviewed who were from the States saying what London is like. Do you know what I mean?
mm. Look at Slick Rick.
And
Was he from London, Slick Rick?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He made in the States. I don't know what went on there, but he made that happen, didn't
yeah. Because I found this place. I was in this library and I was doing all the research, and there was this place called the African Poetry Centre. So as soon as we got there on the first day, I said we've got to go to Queens, man, and go to the African Poetry Centre.
he? Mm,
And it was amazing. And again, what was it, Walter? Larry, I can't remember because even the sad thing is the woman who I was with and not with in as a relationship. I mean, she got the funding for me and everything to go to New York. His name was Larry something. Larry McDonald, that's it. Larry McDonald, yeah, he was the drummer for the Wailers. And his sister was like so nice
mm.
when we
What was
stayed. We just
Queensbridge
turned
like?
up.
So what was Queensbridge like when you got there?
Sick, because that's the
Yeah.
first time I saw people with DVDs in the car and a little screen on the back of the seats.
Why? What
You know,
year was this when you went?
I
No, I
think it was
don't.
like 99 or something,
Oh
1990.
yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, yeah, yeah. DVDs were popping in
Yeah,
America or
brand
something. I
new,
think,
like no one had
yeah,
that. You know what I
mm.
mean? People
And
started
then
doing it here, but
yeah,
yeah,
DVDs in the
man.
car.
Yeah,
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 man.
man. And it was
But
good, and like, the clothes was amazing in that place and everything. It was just sick. And
Yeah.
like a proper front lawn, tidy. Like Germans. You ever go to
Hmm.
Germany?
Yeah.
The Germans,
Yeah.
man, they make a tidy fucking lawn then, mate, let me tell you. But it was like that. Everyone had a front lawn, nice garden, amazing little houses, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
big houses, like, but not like tall houses. But
And
yeah,
also, another one. I remember somebody went to New York around about, I think it was about, don't know, 2001 or whatever.
mm,
And the amount of the mixtapes they brought back, and this is before, yeah, we had the internet. Obviously, people had the internet, but I don't remember. We didn't have the internet. I don't think at this time. And all the amount of CDs someone brought over from New York,
mm,
mixtapes from the J Love and all these DJs. I didn't heard them, but the amount of music that they brought over that I now you can get on the internet. You can just look now and you'll find them old J Love Mob Deep, J Love Nas, J Love mixtapes, and there's loads DJs and the amount of music that you can get out there that we couldn't get here now. You can just get any music now.
yeah.
There's no one, as soon as someone puts music out, you've got the access to it.
Mm,
But a long time ago, even some time ago in HMV, and I had to order certain music. You couldn't just get it there and then. There was
mm,
an AZ album that I wanted. It was called I forget which one it was. There was some album I was trying to get, and I had to order it from the States. Like HMV had to order it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but now it's so easy to get access to all these things. And if
mm,
you look at what's come out of hip hop, I mean, they've got like people like it's like everything's in there. Every sense, different element is in hip hop, but you've just
mm,
got to find each artist to extract all these different things out. It's like you got wisdom in there. You got street knowledge. You got politics.
mm,
You got business people, economics. You got people, all sorts of walks of life. That's what's so great about hip hop. So but the future of it, it's if you look at the legends who've actually passed away. First of all, look
mm,
at the great rappers that have passed. Like, I mean, obviously people go on about Big L. I like Big L. I wasn't big on Big L, but I like Big L. Big Punisher, good artist.
mm.
Big E, Pac.
Yeah, he died
Um,
young, Big L, didn't
yeah, yeah, he's a young guy, man.
he? Mm,
Yeah. Many have passed, isn't it? There's one of the Screwball passed, DMX with what a top
mm.
artist he was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
DMX, man, he was
Have you heard,
consistent.
have you heard when Jay-Z first went to, he was in the same concert as DMX?
Is that when they battled each other? Or
Nah,
wait a
they didn't
minute.
really battle each other. Like the
Oh,
way
that was a
Jay-Z,
different time. That
because
was a
even though
different time.
Jay-Z's arrogant, like the way he tells the story about DMX is like a massive big up, you
I
get
know
me?
what you mean. Where he growled
Because
and
he goes in
he
and he takes
growled,
his top off and he's got all these muscles and he's like, what? And the women are like, what? And all that.
he
So that
started
was kind of
growling.
generous of Jay-Z
Yeah.
to say that about him, you know what I
It's
mean?
what, he's just full of energy, DMX, where like his
Yeah.
energy had projects out to the crowd. I actually went to see him. He was the
Mm.
first hip hop artist I actually went to see. He had come to Manchester.
Oh,
So DMX he just set it off for me when I first seen him.
yeah.
But he had stage presence. That's one
Yeah.
thing there's when it comes to hip hop, you can hear a man in the studio spit lyrics, listen to it, banging. But then you might see them on the stage and the stage presence is not as good.
He was a brilliant
You know what I'm
storyteller,
saying?
DMX, man. Remember
Powerful,
the
powerful.
Damien?
Oh yeah, yeah. That
Isn't
was
that
I
it?
still
And the
still
beat
play
and
that.
everything, man.
Still
Oh,
play that, man. But
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and then I mean D Block, Jada Kiss, Styles, Chic. Jada Kiss though, man, I'm a big on his albums. And the whole locks, you know. So that's what I mean. There's just too many artists, man. I used to listen to some like Memphis Bleak, even some
Mm.
of those artists, that good album, The Understanding. He was with the Rockefeller.
Yeah.
There's some decent artists like Beanie Siegel and Rockefeller. Cameron, he was on the Rockefeller.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Freeway,
Oh, yeah. There was Cameron versus I. Oh,
Freeway, PD Crack.
well, I had a
Yeah.
CD that I got. It was a bootleg.
Mm.
Cameron versus, oh, who was it?
MOP, they were heavy.
No, was it DMX? Cameron versus DMX.
Cannabis
There
is
was
a
this when I
battle
was in
rapper.
New York because there was loads of bootleg CDs, DVDs. Sorry, yeah, there was loads of them everywhere
Yeah,
you went.
yeah. That cut the sales of a lot of rappers, that
Mm,
cut it.
mm,
But and also, you know what, the independent artists as well,
yeah,
the ones who went independent for years, I give them credit as well because it's hard to be independent.
yeah,
Obviously, you got
good.
to put that work in there because you
Yeah.
haven't got them labels pushing,
Mm,
that advantage. So yeah, so to make it independent is good. Loads of people these days are doing it independent though.
mm.
I mean,
It's easier
you're just
now,
doing
though,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's easier to do your own album and everything
yeah,
now, isn't it?
everything now you can do. I mean, I'm not even talking about AI, even like before that. But everyone's
Oh,
using that
no.
AI stuff, isn't it? Gonna
Oh,
kill. It's gonna kill creativity
I
off.
know. Ridiculous.
That's the problem with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But yes, hopefully, I don't even know what album to look out for now. Sometimes. It's actually the old school dudes who were kind of keeping it going. There's new
Mm.
school that are coming through, but they're doing it totally different. And it's like they have a different responsibility. It's just get money, put out whatever. You know what I mean? But
But though as well,
you can't get
because
them moments back though of the 80s, 90s, early
yeah,
2000s.
I know. It was a definite sort of vibe, wasn't it?
Some other music will probably come out of it in the end
Mm.
because
Yeah.
hip hop didn't just start from scratch. There's other
Mm.
music that helped it come in.
Mm.
Jazz, blues, some say gospel, and all sorts of things. You know what I mean?
Funkadelic, man, they influenced a
Uh,
lot of hip hop.
yeah.
Like Funkadelic, you look at the loops that they used to use and all that.
Mm.
I mean,
Making beats as well, though, from scratch, though, even
yeah.
like Mob Deep type of beats, like sometimes like a gas stove on, some
Mm.
banging on like a wall or something, and they use it into the music.
Mm.
And I just thought, like Shook ones, that's like a gas stove. That
Oh yeah, yeah, for real.
I thought that was.
I thought that. I
I
saw
never,
that.
you'd never know what that was unless someone tells you it's this. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Because I remember them talking about that. And I was like, what? You know what I mean? But sound, all different things make different sounds, and then the right sound makes the right beat in it.
Yeah. Do you know how I started getting into rapping, right?
Mm,
I was in drama school, and there was this guy, John. He was quite effeminate, sort of, not to be, I'm not being mean, but he just was anyway. You know what I mean? He was boss white guy. Do you know what I mean? He had like sort of like, like fat nipples, as some people have. And so
what the
when I
fuck are you
first
talking
met him,
about?
I was thinking, what is he, like trans or whatever? It was just me
You know
being
what?
mean in a way. No,
Swear
this
him
was
anyway,
being
because
mean.
aren't we on some
He
hip hop, man? You know what I mean? Masculinity, hip hop, we don't even
No,
concentrate on those
no,
dudes.
I'm not talking about that. I'm,
Great
I'm not
black
talking
pride.
about that. I'm saying that this guy, he lived in Birkdale. His parents were loaded. They were old, so they let him get away with anything. So me, Jerome Massett,
No, no,
no,
no, no, no.
no.
We
Anyway,
not got long left, so you know what I mean.
I know. Yeah, he used to bloody. He had a beat machine. He had space in his house for a band. So we set this whole band up, and yeah, man, that was fucking amazing. So there was another guy called Melvin Lyons. I don't know if you've ever come across him, but anyway, him and his mate called Charlie. Like they were bringing black people to like Southport and that basically, and like giving them
Yeah.
opportunities in a sense. So
Mm,
anyway, yeah, he was spoiled as anything, man. He had gin, like them cabinets that have every drink in and all that.
mm,
We used to just go there and we used to play. So I was singing the loops. I wasn't even rapping. This other guy, Melvin, was doing the rapping, and
mm.
I was doing this choruses singing, and I based it on remember the Ice T? I'm your mama, I'm your
Yeah,
daddy.
yeah.
There's actually Curtis Mayfield in it, really, that tune. But I was doing a sort of thing a bit like that, and then the rapper guy started getting arrogant, so they decided to make me the rapper. And that's how I got
Yeah.
into doing rap.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I was just doing doing the little choruses and all that originally.
Mm.
I had a little drum machine. We had like, proper drum kits and all shit like that. We had a boss little band, in
Yeah.
South. And we walked down and there was a bloody ice cream van. It was all shut up. Someone had left it by the beach, and we got loads of bloody lolly ices and everything, man.
Yeah.
Like, but
So yeah, so if we that's like so you make beats yourself, don't you? Do you
yeah,
make
yeah,
beats? Is it hard to
yeah.
make beats, or is it something that you've got to just really concentrate on?
It's sort of like it's just like a gift to be able to do it, isn't it? Do you know
The
what I'm
time
saying?
and putting the time
Yeah,
into
putting the
it.
time in and trying to get that sound and trying to get the right bass and that. And then once you do that, you're flying, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Once
yeah,
you make
man.
a decent beat, people want to spit on it anyway. So,
Yeah. Well, hip
yeah,
hop though, man, do you know what I mean? 51 years, long time, do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I think all these old artists, they've seen the past. They need to all come together and put one big album together, make some
yeah.
seasons out of it, man. There's so much you can do in unity, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And that's how I hope it ends with the artists all coming together, put the beef on the side, you
Yeah.
know, make money together. Yeah, I'd just like to end this out with big up the hip hop legends, from way back, the Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Mobb Deep, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Rakim, Slick Ricks, KRS-One, Ice Cube, Scarface, and then all the other artists, whether they come after that, DMX, Ludacris, D Block, there's too many artists to name, so salute anyway, and hopefully I can see how the changes have come where it's not so much about lyrics and flows as much no more. It's all a lot of businesses involved. But if it's about business, then let's just like make it about business in the positive way where we can put our own people on, but at the same time we need to be have some ownership. And this is something I remember Tupac speaking about ownership, so hopefully we grow in ownership, own your masters, own your labels, you know, but because it seemed like just all other people are just sucking the wealth off us, So peace, James the Bone discovered, dedicated to original peoples. Now salute and care to salute. Peace.